दोस्तों, उम्मीद करता हूँ तमाम दोस्त खैरियत से होंगे। और आज हम पढ़ेंगे जी। मेरा नाम है, सबसे पहले मैं अपना नाम बताता चलूँ। मेरा नाम है उस्ताद जी, अपना उस्ताद जी मुझे आप कह सकते हैं जी। आज जो चैप्टर है चैप्टर नंबर 1 और ये जी 9th क्लास की इंग्लिश की बुक है। आप इधर पढ़ भी सकते हैं और इसका नाम है सेवियर ऑफ मैनकाइंड जी। पहला जो है वो हम नबी पाक सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम जो हमारे आखिरी नबी हैं, हमारे रहबर हैं, तो हम उनकी पढ़ेंगे चैप्टर। तो ये आप देख सकते हैं कितना खूबसूरत ये जो है इनका रोज़ा भी है। तो सबसे पहले हम पढ़ते हैं अरेबिया इज़ द लैंड ऑफ अनपैरेलल्ड चार्म एंड ब्यूटी। जो अरब ज़मीन है वो बहुत खूबसूरत है। विद इट्स ट्रैकलेस डेजर्ट ऑफ सैंड ड्यूज इन द dazzling rays of the tropical sun, its starry sky has excited the imagination of poets and travelers. It was this land that Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam was born, in the city of Makkah, which is about 50 miles from the Red Sea. The Arabs possessed a remarkable memory and were an eloquent people. Their eloquence and memory found expression in their poetry. Every year a fair was held from poetical competition at Ukaz. It is narrated that Hamad said to Khalifa Walid bin Yazid, I can recite to you for each letter from the alphabet 100 long poems without taking into account short pieces and all the that was the composed exclusively by poets before the promulgation of Islam. It is no small wonder that Allah Almighty chose the Arabic language for His final dispensation and their preservation of His word. In the 5th and 6th century, mankind stood on the verge of choice. It seemed that the civilization, which had taken 4,000 years to grow, had started crumbling. At this point in the time, Allah Almighty raised a Rasul among themselves to lift the humanity from ignorance into the light of faith. When Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was 38 years ago, he spent most of his time in solitude and meditation in the cave of Hira. He used to retire with food and water from spent days and weeks in remembrance of Allah Almighty. The period of waiting had come to close. His heart was overflowing with the profound composition from humanity. He had a pressing argue to eradicate wrong beliefs, social evils, currently and injustice. The moment had arrived when he was bestowed with the Nabuwwat. One day, when he was in the cave of Hira, Hazrat Jibreel alayhi salam came and conveyed to him the following message of Allah Almighty. Read in the name of the Lord who created man from a clot of conculate blood. Read, and the Lord is most bountiful, who taught that use of the pen, taught man that which he knew not. The revelation of divine message, which continued from the next 23 years, had begun. The Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam had arisen to proclaim that the oneness of Allah, Tawheed, and the unity of mankind. His mission was to destroy the nexus of superstitious ignorance and disbeliefs, and set up a noble conception of life and lead mankind to the light of faith and divine bliss. Since this belief was threatening their dominance in the society, the pagan Arabs started the mount pressure on the Rasul and his followers. They wanted them to renounce their case and take to idol worshipping. On one occasion, they sent a delegation to the Rasul, mankind and caring uncle Abu Talib. They told him to restrain the Rasul from pressing Allah Almighty message of faith. Their enemy, finding himself in dilemma, he sent for his nephew and they explained to him the situation. The Rasul responded with these memorable words, my dear uncle, if they put the sun in my right hand and the left moon in my left, even then I said, shall not abandon the proclamation of His oneness of Allah. I shall set up the truth faith upon